Just a few years ago, I was working 60+ hours a week, constantly broke and failing at every side hustle I tried. Fast forward to now and I run a 7-figure e-commerce and Etsy business from home, and I've helped thousands of students do the exact same. And the best part is I started with zero experience. So I've said this multiple times and I will say it again, Etsy's the most beginner-friendly business model out there. You just need help from someone who's already been through it all to share the strategies needed to be successful. So if you've been wanting to start an Etsy print-on-demand business, but you feel confused, overwhelmed, or just plain stuck, trust me, I've been there. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I went from 0 to 7 figures in sales and the mistakes I made along the way so you don't have to repeat them. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive in. I get it. The idea of selling your own apparel line with t-shirts and hoodies sounds extremely exciting, especially when you see shops like this one who've generated millions of dollars on Etsy by selling simply apparel. But the problem is, and the truth that a lot of people won't tell you, is that apparel is actually one of the hardest products to sell when you are starting out as a beginner. And here's why. Because you are competing with folks who are way more experienced than you are. And this is a lesson that I also had to learn myself. I know you've heard this 100 times, and I've told you this as well. Do your research. You need to check keywords, look at your competition, see what's selling on Etsy. And yes, that's very important. But here's what no one tells you. Etsy's just one small part of a much bigger ecosystem. Think about it. When someone buys a cute iPhone case, is it because they just randomly woke up that day wanting one? No, chances are it's because they saw it trending maybe on Instagram, TikTok, or in a friend's story. And people don't just browse Etsy hoping to discover something new. Usually they come on Etsy with a specific idea of what they want. So Etsy reflects demand and it doesn't create it. So if you want to get ahead, do your market research outside of Etsy. Start checking Google Trends, Instagram Reels, TikTok feeds, Pinterest boards, and look for recurring patterns in aesthetic, quotes, colors, or product types. Note them down, spot what's gaining traction, and then brainstorm on how to bring that trend into your shop. That's how you stay ahead of the curve and not just following what everyone else is doing, right? So that's what's gonna make the difference. And I also highly recommend that you also look at TikTok Shop, especially if you are in a country that has TikTok Shop, and look at some of the products that are trending there as well. Look at what are people buying, what kind of designs are they using, what kind of quotes are they using. So try to not just stick to researching only on Etsy and opening it up outside of Etsy. Heck, you can even go to your local retail store and get a sense of what are people into based on what you see on the racks. So it's important to look at everything around you and use it as a source of inspiration so you can predict what could potentially take off and include that within your shop. Etsy built-in traffic is amazing because you're having access to 500 million visitors every month. And actually, Etsy is the 4th most visited marketplace after Amazon, eBay, and Walmart in the US. I personally love Etsy's organic traffic. It can really help you get those first few sales, and even get continuous sales, especially if your listings are good. But here's the truth. At some point, you are going to need to start building a mailing list and turn those customers into repeat customers so you can scale faster. And sure, you can start building your brand on social media, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, that actually works. But let's be real, growing on social media is actually a long game and getting real traction can be slow and unpredictable. So here's what I recommend you do instead. Focus on turning your existing customers into repeat buyers. Seriously, just imagine this. If you, let's say, have 100 customers and you could even convince 50 of them to buy from you again, that's 50 sales without spending a dime in advertising, without social media, just by building trust and a connection. So here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna send a thank you message after every order. Make sure that it's personal. You're gonna add a promo link using Everbee so you can collect emails, or you can also actually add a QR code discount inside your package. Actually, a lot of print-on-demand suppliers offer the option of including a thank you card or personalized insert with customers' orders, so you can leverage that. Then make sure to send them seasonal offers, right? Create irresistible offers, limited time bundles, VIP discount, free shipping codes, and And then also celebrate the small stuff, like wish them a Merry Christmas, celebrate Women's Day, Mother's Day, even Environment Day, if it obviously fits your brand. And also ask for feedback on what they like to see in your next collection. Also, you can offer referral discount if they bring a friend. Like these little things, they really do go a long way. This is how you go from just another Etsy shop to a full-blown brand with a loyal customer base. And that's where the real magic happens, right? You need to leverage Etsy as your launching pad and give you the opportunity to showcase all your different listings and products on Etsy, but this is going to help you build your own customer base, so then you have a mailing list and you can actually build from there. And instead of trying to grab new customer every day or every month, you can actually also start leveraging your mailing list and start sending newsletters on a weekly basis. And customers would be more than happy to open your newsletters. You'd be surprised, right? You're not spamming your customers when you're sending them an email. You're simply reminding them that you are alive. You can send little fun short stories, anything that really relates to your brand or a best-selling product that is selling for you over and over again, right? Because I know one of the questions could be, well, I have different kinds of customers and they bought different things from me. And that's completely fine. Make them aware of who you are, your brand, and start throwing in those newsletters so they have an understanding of what you are, what you represent, and start building that connection with them. It will make all the difference. Now for the final tip, and honestly, the most important one. Don't be afraid to fail. I know many of you are at a point in your life where something really has to work. Maybe you're trying to make ends meet, or you're trying to escape your dreadful 9-to-5, or just prove to yourself that you can build something meaningful on your own. And I get that. That pressure is real, and I was there, but if you let fear control you, you'll never be able to rise. Fear is the ceiling you place on your own potential. If I had quit after my crypto t-shirt flop, I'd probably still be broke or back in my 9-to-5, slowly burning out, watching life pass me by. And even the thought of that actually makes me shiver. So I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You'll probably fail the first time, maybe even the second time, or even the third or fourth. But if you want to change your life, you have to keep going. Every failure actually teaches you something. Every mistake you make builds a stronger foundation. In fact, my business today is built on top of every failure I've ever had. And I promise you, a failed business will teach you more than a successful one ever will. So start without setting a deadline to when you're gonna quit. Start without putting limits on yourself. Start even if the odds are against you, because you don't need to win today. You just need to not give up. And if you keep going, I can guarantee your time will come. And honestly, also just being around others who get it, who are building something alongside you, it can really be a game changer. That's actually why I created the Etsy Selling Formula membership, to give you a space where you can ask questions, get feedback, get your listings audited, and not feel like you're doing this all alone. So keep going. I promise you, you will start getting results if you don't give up. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. I went from failing at all these different side hustles, being completely broke, to building a successful 7-figure Etsy and e-commerce business from scratch. And if I can do it, you can do it. Also, if you're interested in learning more as to how you can start your own Etsy business this year, make sure to watch this video in which I share a highly profitable Etsy trend. This is going to help you get your kickstart on Etsy. Most importantly, let me know if this video was helpful, or what specifically do you struggle with, so I can create a dedicated video with whatever you need the most help with. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.